Greetings to all who drink from the cool waters of the fountain of critical thinking. My name is Moonbeam, and today we will be discussing logical fallacies.
Pardon me, Moonbeam, but what is this talk about drinking from the cool waters of the fountain of critical thinking all about?
This is the poet within me speaking. My mind is refreshed by the cool waters that flow from the fountain of critical thinking. Ooh baby. This gives me goosebumps.
If it is cool refreshment you are wanting, how about an iced latte from Starbucks? My treat.
No thanks, Eric. Only the cool waters from the fountain of critical thinking will satisfy my thirst. But wait. Do I see a red herring swimming in my crystal fountain?
A red herring? What are you talking about? Would you prefer a fish sandwich? We could have lunch at Lenny's Seafood Shack. And we could have that iced latte later.
No, Eric. A red herring is both a logical fallacy and a subtle tactic used in debating.
I thought a red herring was a fish. Speaking of which, Lenny's Seafood Shack cooks up an awesome plate of onion rings along with their fish sandwiches. Do you like fish on rye?
Forget the rye bread, Eric. We have bigger fish to fry.
But I'm hungry.
A red herring is an enemy of logical thinking. Today, we are to demonstrate how a breach of logic can occur with the introduction of a red herring.
Sounds fishy.
A red herring is a slippery little diversionary tactic that is used by an opponent in a debate. In other words, a red herring may be introduced by the opposition as a means of focusing the subject at hand onto another topic. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky.
Can we talk about critical thinking some other time? There is something I want to ask you, and it is very important.
Stick with the script, Eric. Critical thinking is important.
This is important too. Would you go out with me tonight?
This is exactly what I am speaking of. I am talking about logical fallacies and rational thinking, and you drag a red herring across the matter at hand by asking me for a date. I am here to tell the world about the joys of critical thinking, and you spoil everything by making a move on me.
So, would you go out with me tonight?
No.
Why not?
I am meeting some friends at the library for a discussion on critical thinking.
Sounds like a dull way of passing a perfectly good Friday evening.
Believe me. Understanding logical fallacies is a key component of rational thinking. And there is nothing dull about rational thinking, Mr. Eric.
If you go out with me tonight, we can talk about logical herrings. I know a secluded little spot at Camden Park where two young lovers can cozy up and talk about logical herrings until the morning sun graces the distant horizon.
Herrings aren't logical. Herrings are fish. And I will not go out with you.
Why? Why won't you go out with me tonight?
I am meeting my friends at the library. We will be discussing critical thinking. Critical thinking has revolutionized my life. I am no longer a slave to prejudice and presuppositions. My mind is no longer befuddled with meaningless rhetoric and mental clutter.
I am so lonely. No one wants to go out with me. Maybe I am ugly. Maybe I have bad breath. Maybe I am unlovable. Maybe I should become a hermit and live in a cave with only woodland creatures as my friends.
Here we go with more red herrings. You are attempting to sway my argument against going out with you by invoking pity. That's another example of a red herring. Thanks to critical thinking, I am no longer subject to your sneaky little ploys.
You were more fun when you were illogical. I don't like your logical herrings. So if you won't go out with me tonight, will you go out with me tomorrow night?
Nope. I wouldn't go out with you for all the red herrings in the world.
But I have 2 front row seats to the Blue Shell Mystics concert at the Palace Theater.
Did you say you Blue Shell Mystics? That's my favorite band.
I have 2 front row seats.
You realize, of course, that your offer of concert tickets is merely another red herring. You are dangling concert tickets in front of me in an attempt of changing my mind.
I suppose you are right.
Front row seats? Did you say front row seats?
The sweat of the bass player will drench your lovely raven hair.
I'll go to the concert with you. But I want you to know that I only change my mind when the red herrings are really extra special.
You wanna have a fish sandwich for lunch?
I am tired of fish. How about a pizza?
Say goodnight to the folks, Gracie.
This learning experience was brought to you by Wayside Christian Mission. Check us out at waysidechristianmission.org.
How about an anchovy pizza?
No anchovies. Please.